That's drugs that have washed up on shore, and I am freaking out. Last year, I was walking the beach, and again, we're walking the beach, and it's still dark. You've got your red flashlight, and your head is down. Mm-hmm. You're not looking up. Your head is down, and I'm just scanning and walking, and oh, what's that? Oh my God, is that what I think it is? It's a square grouper. Okay, for people that don't know what a square grouper is, that's drugs that have washed up on shore, and I am freaking out. I immediately dialed 911 because I'm a good person. That's what you do. So I called 911, and dispatch answers the phone, and I tell her who I am because, again, that's what you're supposed to do. And I tell her what I've got and where I'm at. And she's like, okay, I'll send somebody out. Are you sure that's what you found? Well, it's a square. Looks like it's wrapped up in duct tape, but my fingerprints are not on it because I haven't touched it. You know? And I'm telling this lady this, and I'm sure she thought I'd lost my mind. And so she sends a little cop. And I love the cops in the Keys. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Except you just called him a little cop.
I did. But he walks up to me and he treats me like I'm a criminal. You know, who are you? And I'm like, you don't need my information. Now I've already gave it to the 911 operator. That's what you're looking for. And he's like, did you touch it? No, I haven't touched it. And I said, my fingerprints aren't on it. I eventually gave him my driver's license just because he was being so nasty to me. And I told him, I said, listen, I'm the good guy. I called you. I could have left it, or crap, I could have took it. But I did the right thing. I ended up leaving. But of course, before he got there, I got some really good sunrise pictures with the square grouper on it. The beach I walk, I have to move my car several times. And so I go to the next spot and I go and walk the beach. Well, when I come back, he is parked behind my car. I walk up and I said, you're blocking me in. You know, you need to back up. And he just looks at me. I know he's ran my tag. I get in my car, he's still behind me. I edge backwards. He's still sitting there. He done aggravated me. And so I laid on the horn, and finally he backed up, and I thought about that thing. So I backed up back beside him, and I said, if you don't leave me alone, I'm calling your supervisor. You need to take those drugs to wherever they're supposed to be, because they do not need to be in your car, just in case you didn't know that for yourself. And I drove off. He followed me to the next spot. I'm like, well, I'm either going to jail or I'm really going to lose my crap. So I went to his window. I took a picture of his name tag and told him, I'm calling your boss. I deleted the picture. I was never going to call his boss, but I didn't want to play with him anymore. I mean, he had drugs. I mean, a huge thing. Well, to me, that's a huge thing, you know, of drugs. So normally when people find this stuff, it comes out on Facebook somewhere of how much it was, what the value was. Well, it never showed up. So I called a friend of mine with FWC, and I asked her about it. I told her the date. And of course, with her, I was joking around, and I said, yeah, as soon as I got away from the cop, I called my husband, and he's like, you did what? I could buy a new house, you know? And she's laughing. She's like, I'm so glad you didn't do that, Teresa. It was pure cocaine. She said, if you would have opened it up, she said, you could have OD'd. And I'm like, well, I would have never touched it to start with.
Moral of the story, be harassed by the cop who comes to pick it up when you call it in. Or just keep it and whatever. I'm just saying.
I think I'd rather be harassed by the cop.
It's
No,
the
he
Keys,
wasn't
man. It
justified.
happens every week here.
The things that happen when you live in the Keys.